I don't think my daughter should be learning what consent is.
No, that's ridiculous.
Does anyone care about the migrant crisis in this country? Has anyone personally been affected by it?
How has it affected you personally?
Nothing.
It hasn't.
So what's happened to you?
Well, nothing personally.
If Democrats do somehow steal this election again, there will be a civil war.
So you would support like health care for all?
I guess I would, yeah.
Taylor Swift is a psyop.
Yes.
Take this country back, everyone.
Okay, there you go. There's the Walter who knows how to say words.
Yeah, we're taking this country back.
Michigan, baby.
Michigan. It could be colder.
Donald Trump said it himself when he quoted 2 Chronicles 7:14, which is one of my favorite verses out of the Bible. It says that if my people, which are called by my name, will humble themselves.
Being humble really is important.
It's number one. The Bible says he doesn't humble you. The Bible asks you. God says, ask us to humble ourselves, and his ability to actually have happen.
No, that's not. Is that him? We'll know because we'll know if it's his plane because it says Donald Trump on it. Yeah. I'm sorry. Wait, we were talking about humility.
Yes.
Oh, so yeah, humility.
So
humility.
The Bible calls us to actually humble ourselves.
You don't need to be teaching children about consent.
I think these teachers are predators.
Yeah.
These teachers are predators for teaching.
ABCs, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're teaching
that.
my daughter about consent.
Consent.
Yeah.
About there's the consent about
What is consent?
without your parents knowing what the teachers are doing. Is it a sexual term? Yeah. I didn't know.
So you know what consent is?
No.
Oh, okay. So consent is like like if someone is gonna
Putting a banana in a vagina.
Yeah, and that's but you have to consent to that.
You say like, yes, that's okay.
Yes, that's okay, or no, that's not okay. And if you don't give consent, then it's like rape or something.
Right.
My daughter, they're teaching her about consent.
Have you heard of this?
How old is your daughter?
That's a great question. You know what? How old should she be? How old do you? What
18.
age? So 18, then she can learn about consent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until then,
Thank you.
anyone should get their ass beat.
Technically,
Yeah,
I
until
believe that
then, she
technically
shouldn't-
the age of consent in Michigan is 16.
No, she shouldn't be
but
learning
still.
what is consent.
Well, right. How old is she though? Like
13, and
13. No.
that's too young to be teaching someone a child about consent. What is consent?
well, they want to mutilate our children too.
Yeah.
Teach them that they should transition. That's the solution to whatever issues they may or may not have, and they do permanent damage to our kids, and that's a shame.
It's Luciferian. That's what it is. It's called manufactured consent. It's a seduction routine, and the worst. It's very Luciferian, and it's very hard for a lot of people to wrap their minds around it because most people in the world do not grasp the concept how evil a lot of people are that get into positions to be able to say that it's okay to show pornography to children.
What did you say the age of consent was in Michigan?
I think the age of consent is 16 in the state of Michigan. It's different from federal law.
We're talking to young voters and stuff about the woke indoctrination. Are you in school?
Yeah.
What's it like with all this woke indoctrination stuff?
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's just terrible.
What does it look like?
It's bad. It looks bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Like specifically, what is it? Like, what are they doing to you?
It's just terrible stuff,
Yeah.
Terrible.
Give like such as?
Yeah, we're just looking for an example of what's going on in your school. What are they doing to you?
Terrible stuff.
Yeah.
Somehow, as MAGA Republicans, we're kicking cow poop off our boots, using the N-word and anti-LGBTQ+, and that's ridiculous. Stay away from our kids till they're 13 years old. The bottom line is, let's teach anatomy, right? And let's let people make their own decisions about what they want to do with their lives.
I had to deal with that with my daughter's thing. So she does child beauty pageants. Recently, in the swimsuit competition things, someone came in. This girl was wearing a rainbow bikini, and it totally distracted everyone. Distracted my daughter. She nearly fell off the pole, and ruined everything.
It's ridiculous. It's essentially, it's grooming is what it is. It's absolutely ridiculous. We've got to get back on the tracks. We need common sense back.
In my daughter's school, they're teaching consent, and I don't think my daughter should be learning what consent is.
No, that's ridiculous. That's not something for the schools. Let's stick with math, reading, writing,
science and math. They're teaching my daughter what is consent.
It's ridiculous.
My daughter, they're teaching her consent. And I was like, this is ridiculous. You shouldn't, stick to science, stick to math. You don't need to teach my daughter about consent.
No, school's about just learning the basic shit, you're right.
My daughter right now, they're teaching her consent.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. It's girls shouldn't be learning about consent.
Yeah, non-binary and stuff, it's terrible.
What's the biggest issue for you right now as a voter?
I believe immigration is a huge problem right now.
What's one of the biggest issues for you right now as a voter?
Border security.
The border.
The border, definitely.
What's your biggest concern as a voter?
Probably the border. I would have to say probably the illegal immigration.
What's the biggest issue right now that you want to see solved?
Closing the border.
What's one of the biggest issues you care about as a voter?
Build the wall. Build the wall.
Build the
Build the
wall.
wall. That's the most important thing.
The migrant crisis, how has it affected you personally?
Nothing.
It hasn't.
Personally, I don't think I've been personally affected yet.
Wait, why not?
Well, there's no services being used in the small town that I'm used. They haven't overwhelmed my little small town. They haven't affected my work yet or anything like that. However, it's affected me thinking that it's possible there could be terrorists coming through there.
We're looking for people that had, a personal story about how they're affected by the southern border and the border crisis. Does anyone here have a story?
No.
What's the number one issue you have as a voter?
Letting people on the border, on immigrants.
Have you been personally affected by the migrant crisis?
Not so far. I haven't seen anything.
Does anyone have a personal story of how they were affected by the migrant crisis?
Does anyone care about the migrant crisis in this country? Has anyone personally been affected by it?
We all are personally affected by it.
Oh, good. Do you have a good story about it? We're trying to get one person to tell us their personal.
I don't have a direct story, but gotta find someone with a direct story.
I know, that's what we're trying to do. That's why we're calling out, bothering people. But someone's gonna have one. It's so important, to all of us. It's my number one issue.
What are you looking for?
We're looking for someone with a personal story about the migrant crisis or the border.
Not have a personal story.
Yeah, because everyone cares about it, right? It's our number one issue. Yeah. Does anyone have a personal story about the migrant crisis? Anyone? This is gonna ruin our day if we can't find a single person with a personal.
Hey, I'll tell you something. I'm from Canada. It took me a half hour to cross the border legally. Okay? And meanwhile...
Wait, hang on. Do you guys know this guy?
No. I can show you my driver's
Okay,
license.
we should vet him. Coming across our border, stealing our jobs, going to our rallies.
There's my health card from Canada.
Oh yeah, what's that like, by the way?
What's that?
What's that health?
It sucks.
Yeah.
Coming across legally takes you forever. They grill you.
Wait, they grill you? It's really intense?
Yeah. They grill you. Want to know what you know? Open the trunk, open the windows. Let's see what's in the car.
Sounds like they're doing it right by that border.
Oh, they're doing it right. But my point is, I'm just a middle-class Canadian, and they're giving me crap. And meanwhile, anyone can come across the southern border.
Well, next time you should fly to Tijuana and then drive back up.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't personally been affected, but I don't like the fact that the drugs are affecting millions.
Personal? Anyone? No? No one? You have one? You have a personal story about the border?
I don't have a social story of the border, but I was really pissed off that one judge, Carney Barrett, when she struck down the border thing in Texas because it was so important that we need.
We're trying to get personal stories about the migrant crisis.
Anyone have a good one?
The migrant crisis, is anyone? So you've been personal?
I don't have a
Oh, you're from, yeah, okay.
Does anyone have a good personal story about the migrant crisis? We're trying to get one for our podcast. Like something that happened to them or maybe someone they know. Just happened to you or happened to a friend? No?
We want to see if anyone's had a personal story where the migrant crisis affected them. So
I wish I did.
I wish you did too. Has anyone here been personally affected by the migrant crisis? Anyone?
How many of you care about a strong southern border? Huh?
Me.
Yeah.
Strong southern
Yeah.
border.
So do you have a thing about? Do you have a story about how the migrant crisis has personally affected you?
Well, I am from New York State, so I get a lot of stories, and I see a lot of stories that's going on with New York State.
So what's happened to you?
Well, nothing personally.
Your family, do they have a personal story?
Yeah, they're trashing hotels. They're trashing motels.
Your family owns these hotels?
No, they don't
Okay.
own any hotels.
So wait, okay, yeah, we were trying to find like someone. We want someone to say like, all right, this is like our hotel and it was trashed and everything, because they're trying to get like.
Otherwise, it's just like he said, she said.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't have any personal.
And this is the number one issue you have as a voter.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, number one issue.
We'll have like a personal story about how they were affected.
Yeah, I don't.
You
I
have it?
don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Thank you.
What is your number one issue?
Pardon?
The number one issue you have as a voter.
I don't want it. I want the wall.
The illegals that are everywhere.
Yeah, I have, my family has a property near the border, and these illegals cross through the property, and I defend myself against them. I shoot at them. And I'm worried if Biden gets reelected, that I'm going to get prosecuted for hitting some of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's why he can't.
That's why he can't get elected.
That's right,
Yeah, reelected. I have property by the border. It's a family property, and illegals or migrants come over the property, and we shoot at them. And I'm worried that if Biden gets reelected, I'm going to get prosecuted or something for shooting at them.
For something you have every right to defend.
And I'm worried that if Biden gets reelected, I'm going to get prosecuted for the people that I hit.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
For
it's
sure
just
you
terrible.
There's
I
no
mean, I think
doubt
I hit
about it.
someone last week, and I am just,
Do you think you did, really?
it's just like, and like, but like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Take up arms, protect what's yours.
Migrants cross the border and they go through my property, and I defend myself. And I'm worried that if Biden gets reelected, I'm gonna get prosecuted for shooting at these people.
So that's ridiculous. I mean, we don't really have any issue with migrants. It's illegal immigration, which is what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And we have absolutely
Well,
got
they're
to stop
illegals,
it. We've
yeah.
got to lock the borders
I call them
down.
migrants. You call them illegal.
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
Really worried me. I was like, I hope Biden doesn't get reelected, because I think I hit someone as they came over the border. It's been a mess.
I'll tell you this. If Democrats do somehow steal this election again, there will be a civil war. Yeah, it's not going to go over good.
I don't know if you heard about it. In our county, we had a homeless shelter that was being used to house migrants, and we got it shut down.
Good for you.
Thank
Good
you.
for
Yeah,
you. Great
we
job.
got them all. We had the building condemned, and then they started, camping out in tents outside. So we had the police, evacuate them and push them out of the county completely.
Good for you.
Yeah.
It needs to be done that.
Yeah.
Listen, we have homeless veterans. We have children that are starving.
We had a building inspector come, and they condemned the building, evacuated
To get
everyone.
rid of the migrants?
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
My heart goes out to migrants. It really does. I mean, I'm sorry for their situation, but they can't come over here.
I love this poncho. Where'd you get it?
Actually, I got it at the fair. Yep, Hillsdale Fair.
And then they started camping outside, the migrants, so we had the police, get them out of the county, push them over and stuff. It's just, ridiculous.
I mean, we have homeless veterans sleeping on the streets. We shouldn't have homeless veterans on the streets over migrants.
And then we had the police kick them out and, push them out of the county because they were in tents outside the county, outside the building once it was condemned.
Don't let American citizens do that. They shouldn't let illegals do that. They're trying to make it a one-vote state or country, and it's like, no.
Yeah, one person, one vote. So the homeless shelter's completely closed down in my county, so it's like a win-win.
Yes, but where are they now?
Well, they were in tents outside. And so we had to get the police to push them into like the next county and stuff.
How about we push them back over the border?
Somebody has to help the homeless veterans. Sometimes everybody needs a little help now and then. What's the difference?
So wait, food stamps isn't socialism?
No, I'm saying there's people who are out there on food stamps. They're getting free insurance and whatever. Why couldn't we help, other people in bad situations as well? If we could.
We don't do it because it's socialism, though. Like we're not a socialist country. That's what we want to be.
Americans has always been known to help people.
Okay.
I'm not saying I don't say you.
So you would
give them
support
free money all the time. But
yeah, but so you would support like health care for all?
I guess I would. Yeah.
Okay.
I would.
So housing for all, healthcare for all.
No, not housing for all. That's not
Just
what I
the,
said.
just the veterans. Okay, I don't want to misquote you there.
Right? Yeah, we need to take care of veterans.
What's the biggest issue right now that you want to see solved?
Closing the border
Exactly.
and digging for resources. Exactly what Trump said. Exactly what he
We're
wants
not
to do.
drilling enough.
We're not drilling exactly.
We're not drilling enough. It's like has Biden drilled anywhere?
Exactly. We're not getting enough done. The 4 years that Biden has been in office, we haven't got anything done.
It's like he hasn't signed any drilling permits for anything.
Absolutely not. That's why I'm excited for this.
So with Trump, it's like we want to see that number double, triple of the amount of drilling permits for oil and natural gas.
Exactly. That's what we need.
We should probably, for the internet, talk about climate.
Oh yeah, we should probably talk about the climate change. What do you think about that?
Oh goodness, climate change. That's
Yeah.
a big one. But I don't know.
Yeah, well, it has to be Walter. Joe, should let's take it again, and then we'll just look at the snow on the ground.
Yeah. So what do you think about all this climate change?
I think we need to get stuff done. I think climate change is a big issue. I think a lot of people are not really focusing on it too much.
What do you think it's real though?
It's as real. I don't know how to say it. I guess the best way of saying it is they're trying to focus more on the public trying to change global warming instead of the big corporates trying to change, because the corporates are the biggest thing is using plastic, tons of plastic. They're polluting our planet, and they're telling us to stop using plastic, stop doing all this stuff to help climate change and help not pollute the planet. And I think we need to start putting in some policies for corporates and companies to...
Yeah, it's not a person. They try to make it, the corporations do this, or they make it like a person, what's your carbon footprint? And it's, you have 100 corporations doing the majority of the polluting and the carbon, greenhouse gases and everything.
They want us to change, and we're trying, but when these companies give us products that are plastic, they give us plastic, or they give us
single-use plastic.
Exactly.
Single-use plastic. Yep.
Exactly. So.
I think I'm more plastic than I am man right now.
Yeah, microplastic. Yeah.
But yeah. So we go back to drilling.
But yeah, so what were you saying about the drilling? So we're not drilling enough.
We're not drilling enough. We need more resources. Our economy is going to shit. Things are inflated. Gas prices are rising. When Trump was in office, gas prices were...
Because we're not drilling enough.
The best.
Yeah,
We're not. Our country is in debt, and it keeps getting worse and worse.
What's one of the biggest issues you have as a voter?
I don't know if it's necessarily an issue. Like I said, I think it's just one of the things that I'm looking forward to if he's elected is doing away with the income tax, which means more money in everybody's pocket. And again, it might be wishful thinking, but it kind of puts hope in a lot of people's eyes, and especially I know mine, having a daughter and being a single dad. It's something that I'm really praying for and hoping for if he's elected. So
one thing we talked about too is just the corporate, Amazon, Jeff Bezos, the taxes he pays.
Yeah, and also get rid of the income tax for people, and what about for these corporations that pay zero taxes?
Yeah, I mean, it's insane the amount of loopholes that they get is as much money as they make, and the loopholes that they have and they can use. But for us, it's like in every which way they can, they get the extra dollar out of us.
Yeah, so get rid of income tax for private citizens.
Yeah,
and for corporations,
exactly.
Let them pay the taxes.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, it's nuts to me. As much money as they make, like I said, it's. They have every way to abuse the tax reforms and things like that, and we are just kind of get the breadcrumbs, high gas bills or high gas prices, more tax on food and things like that. So, I'm really
Bezos's and the Elon Musks.
Yeah, I mean they don't. Again, I'm equality for everybody, but. They don't really need the tax breaks like we do. You know what I mean? They're billionaires. They make hundreds of billions of dollars a year. It's like, You know, I don't think they need it like we do. You know,
Yeah,
the
I
people
don't
that are
wanna
really
see,
struggling.
Yeah, I don't see. We don't want to see tax breaks for billionaires. We want to see it for the average American.
Yeah, exactly, and especially because you know our paychecks are staying the same, but everything else is going up. Like I mean, I know the apartment complex that I used to live in. I was just looking at it the other day. It went up $900 a month versus what I paid 2 years ago.
Yeah,
which is insane to me. You know,
That's
how can people afford that?
Yeah,
you know, so.
They say income inequality is worse now in America than it was during the French Revolution.
I believe it.
What's the number one issue you have as a voter?
Letting people on the border, on immigrants. I mean, it's the foundation of our country. It's an attempt by the Democrats to weaken our structure and to keep the Democrats in power, and it's a coup. Yeah. It's a planned thing. Yeah. They could stop it if they want to, but they don't want to.
Exactly.
Walk across the border, you get a voter's card for during the election.
Sure. Then not only that, but they'll pay me $1,000 a month. Plus, I can go steal $750 and not have to worry about getting charged.
$750?
$750.
Wait! I haven't heard that one. Why $750?
You never heard about that. Go to California, shoplift. If it's under $750, they don't call the cops. Look that up.
I absolutely will. $750.
No, I looked it up. It's $1,000 for California. It's $2,500 for Texas.
Oh,
how much
shoot.
is this for
I'm going to Texas.
New York, it's like
I thought it was like $1,000.
Wait.
For New York, $2,500 for Texas.
Wait, how much is it for Michigan? That's a question. We need to go to. We need to go to a Rite Aid.
In Oakland County, it's zero.
Wait, it's a felony if it's a dollar?
In Oakland County, it's zero.
Really? It's a felony?
Macomb County, I think it's zero too.
No, if you steal in Oakland County, they're calling the cops.
No.
Well, yeah.
But I don't know if it's a felony.
It's misdemeanor felony, so if it just
yeah. I don't know what they're gonna call the cops.
That's what
They
the
don't call the cops.
Yeah.
They're giving our money to the illegals that never worked anything. They're just trying to use it to steal our votes. That's the only ploy. They don't care about those people, don't care about us.
I believe immigration is a huge problem right now.
We need to lock up the southern border. The Democrats introduced this border bill the other week. I don't want Democrats solving the problem of the border. I want Trump to solve the problem when he's in office.
Oh, absolutely. We already see Democrats can't solve a problem if they wanted to.
Democrats had that border bill last week, and it's ridiculous. I don't want Biden solving the border crisis. I want Trump solving the border crisis.
There's so much damage to the border right now, Biden can't solve it. The only way he can solve it is hand it over to Trump.
Even if Biden could solve it, I don't want him to.
No, he can't. He can't solve it.
Yeah.
He's already screwed it up so bad.
Trump needs to
The
solve
damage
it.
is done.
Yeah.
We just got to fix it.
Yeah, and that's why we voted against the border bill.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're not going to fix this.
No. These poor people, a lot of them came over to get a better life. Some of them came over here just to harm us.
Yeah.
They're here to harm us. It's ugly out there. I watch these guys that are doing it on YouTube, actually riding on the trains and stuff and coming here. Some of it's legit, some of it isn't. They're here to hurt us.
But I noticed that there's more anti-Semitism going on because I'm Jewish. And,
Yeah, me too.
And a lot of stuff is going on, so these people are just beating what I see in the news.
Wait, you think that's because of the migrants?
Some of them could be, yeah, because they're pro-Palestinians. They're unvetted. They don't know who they are, where they're coming from. They don't belong in the country.
Any Taylor Swift fans here? No? No? Oh my God, wait, what? I thought the Trump rally would be the best place.
Taylor Swift was a plant, and they're just trying to win our votes by whatever they can put on TV. So the thing is that people are swayed by this.
Taylor Swift is a psyop.
Yes, it was printed, or it's been on all the radio stations that she wasn't a psyop, but we all know that she was. She was all picked, and that's what they look for. They look for the candy that people look at.
Do you think the Super Bowl was rigged?
It definitely could be, because two guys got injured, they lost. Went in overtime and all that.
No, I don't think they would.
Trump was president.
If Trump was president, I don't think none of this would be going on.
Why? Because what's Trump going to do?
I don't know what his power is. I don't, but he just made things work. He's
a tough guy.
It was a lot better when he was in office.
People were scared of him.
I don't know what it is. I really don't. He's just got this magic upon him.
What's your biggest concern right now for America? The biggest issue?
The next 9/11.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, why'd they pick that day? Why'd they pick 9/11?
What do you think Trump's going to do when he's back in office?
I think we're all going to do it. We're just going to
run with him. You know, that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
He makes the decisions, we follow him, and that's what we got to do.
Yeah.
We got to support him 100%.
I mean, Hamas would never have attacked if Trump was
think
president.
so. I don't think so. No.
Yeah, and because why? Because he would have what? He would have.
It's hard to say what he'd done. If he does something, maybe he'll send in like a Delta team or D-Force or Rangers.
Yeah.
And Navy SEALs, something like that, you
Yeah.
know? You don't have to send the whole Army over. You just got to send over the Elite 13 or something and just take care
Yeah.
of business.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's what he would have done in Ukraine.
I think he's done that before,
Yeah.
and it worked. So much conspiracy stuff out there anyway, too, so.
Yeah, there's like a lot of like conspiracy stuff. It's just.
What are you saying about 9/11?
Yeah, no. What were you saying about 9/11? Yeah.
I just think I think something else is going to come down. I think there's another plan out there for these guys. I mean, there's some bad people that come across the border.
There are a lot of conspiracies out there.
Yep, too many to speculate.
Too many conspiracies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think something's going to go down.
Is there any way that it's personally affected you having the immigrants come over?
Well, yes, it's affected all of us because of our money has gone to them instead of our own people, to our own troops.
So the money should go to the military. Thank you for saying that. Instead of housing people, they should go to the military.
We don't have health care, but they got health care. I'm 65 now. I'm about ready to retire.
Yeah. So you're saying,
I need health care.
Okay, that's like socialism, though.
No, but
we don't need that's like socialism. What's one of the biggest concerns you have going into the election? What's the biggest issue?
The economy.
The economy?
Yeah.
How should we fix the economy?
We just need Trump to save it. That's really it.
How?
He's just going to. I trust my boy. I don't know shit about politics, but I trust my boy Trump. So.
Oh, this is the best thing. I just my daughter, she's 18, and you know what? She was at the last one, 4 years ago or close to it. So I'm proud of her. And for the young kids to be involved in this is the best thing that our country could use right now.
It's how you go against the indoctrination, right?
She's not brainwashed, right?
Yeah, that's how you stop this. What's another way to stop this indoctrination?
Teach them young.
Teach them young.
Yeah, there she is. She's here. I'm proud of her. Everybody's just got to be more educated,
Yeah.